Fantastic. We are live now. I'm excited joining you today. Wow, 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 wow. First time I'm doing this. I've done live videos on Facebook before, but I've never been onto YouTube to do a live video, so I'm really excited doing this. Alright, so please, if you come in, just drop a comment. My goodness, I think I would love to know what's going on, so I've got to get another device. OMG, I didn't make arrangements for that. Alright, so today, as promised, I am going to be sharing on my epic journey being a pastor's wife for more than 8 years. And if you're just joining me for the first time, I am Layo Charles Emmanuel, #1 best-selling author of The Survivor. I'm a pastor and a pastor's wife. So it's been an interesting journey since I found myself with the title of a pastor's wife's first before I became a pastor. It's been an awesomely interesting. I post something up. This is something I'm doing for pastors' wives and for female ministers. Alright, so please you subscribe as you come in. I'm going to really appreciate that. Alright, so I met my husband when both of us were about getting into the university, and we actually met on the shores of Nigeria, not in Ukraine when we studied. So yeah, I met this guy and we got talking, and he told me about his vision. I mean, he said his vision. He told me about his life's calling. You know, he told me apart from studying medicine, he's going to be a pastor, and his ministry is going to be like this, like this, like this. And I was fascinated with what he told me. So we struck off a great conversation right where we saw, like it was love at first sight. We were practically lovebirds. So my husband got his visa first. We were in Nigeria. We met at the embassy. He got his visa first to come to Europe where we studied, and I stayed back in Nigeria for a period of 9 months thereabouts. So in the interval, I was in Nigeria while my husband had come ahead of me to Ukraine to study. He had already kickstarted our ministry, you know, and we both knew about the ministry. We prayed about it together. He told me it carried me along basically, so he has started the ministry. But then I wasn't passionate about, I mean, which young girl in the early days of her life, I don't know, I think it's really changing now, but then I wasn't passionate about being in the ministry or being a pastor's wife. All that mattered to me was, come on girl, you are intelligent, you are brilliant. I studied in high school on scholarship, so I was just thinking, yeah, I'm just going to face my career, and all that mattered to me was studying to be a doctor and be a really good one at that, you know. So that was one aspect of my life. But apart from the fact that I was career oriented, okay, I want to see who is online with me, and then I want to be able to interact with people. So, oh my god, is this unprofessional? I need to get a device to check comments. Alright guys, just a second. I just want to see what's going on in the comment section so I can interact with people who are live. So you give me a second there. It's supposed to be a chat. It's not cast in stone. So you give me a second, please. Let me check. Let me sign into my YouTube account on the second device so I can get to see it's online. Okay. I'm going to access the account in just a minute, and very good. I just did. I just did. Okay, okay. Nope. Alright. I'm trying to access and see what's going on here. Just a minute. Mhm. Oh no, not this account. Not this account. Right. Okay, think. Alright, cool. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Guys, I'm not. My god, this is the first time doing this and it's feeling so weird. Oh god. I just, I'm just trying to see. Just give me 2 minutes. If I don't get it done, then I guess I just have to continue without checking what's going on in the comments, if there's anything going on there. .com, slash live. Okay, should be able to access it now. What? Offline? Okay, I don't really know. It's telling me that it's offline. Hello? I can't chat via options show. Shall I messages? Okay, in the absence of, like, I don't know whether people are watching online. Okay, awesome, fantastic. I'm online then. Alright, so apart from the fact that I was like really focused on studying to become a doctor, then I had this very Western approach to life because I grew up really reading books. I grew up in a company of books, and yeah, I'd formed my worldview from some of the things I'd read, and then I was a very free-minded and open-minded person. So upon joining my husband in Ukraine, since the ministry had started, before I came, I had some kind of challenges blending into the ministry and fitting into the ministry because I was a very open-minded kind of person. I was very westernized in my views, in the sense that I wasn't the conventional pastor's wife, sort of. And don't get me wrong, it's not like I got married to my husband when I was in Nigeria or the moment I arrived, but we were dating, and after a while we got engaged, you know. So I definitely knew that our relationship was headed for the altar. But the point is this: before I came into the country, after the ministry started, some other ladies who were already in the ministry, you know, they had already gone through Bible college, sort of. They had been exposed to several teachings and trainings by my husband. You know, they were already involved with making things work in church. They were already involved in soul winning and all of that. And then I came into the ministry and I was focused on, you know, studying to be a doctor, and I was just let me see, I wasn't really too keen about the ministry at that stage, although prior to that time, like, yeah, I've had revelations that I was going to be in the ministry, and then even had prophecies told me that I was going to be in the ministry and everything. But I didn't think it was the time. Like, I was just thinking, okay, maybe sometimes the time in the future, like after school or something. So, anyways, upon getting to the ministry, some other ladies had like literally taken their position in the ministry, and they were already, you know, walking to make sure that the vision is fulfilled in quotes. But apart from being engaged in the ministry, many of these ladies were, they had the hopes that they were going to be the wife of the pastor. So they were really throwing themselves into the ministry and really engaging, really getting busy with the ministry with the hopes that my husband would notice them and, just pick one of them for a wife. So I showed up, and it wasn't a very pleasant situation. It wasn't very pleasant because definitely I came to like upset and overthrow what looked like a carefully laid plan. They are told that with their involvement in the ministry and they'd be really engaged with ministry activities, my husband would, just. But then I came in, so it was more like a war scenario. And then I think I wasn't helping matters in the sense that I wasn't the regular kind of pastor's girl, or pastor's wife. Meanwhile, these other people look like the perfect picture of a pastor's wife. Let me just give you guys examples. In a scenario whereby I was a reserved kind of person, and I'm still reserved, but they were very outgoing. And the image we have of pastor's wives normally is that a pastor's wife should be really outgoing, she should be able to greet newcomers and be able to hug this person and be able to talk to that person and just be there for everybody. But I wasn't that kind of a person. My personality was just like reserved. So these ladies capitalized on something like that, and they'll be like, no, she's not a good fit for the pastor's wife. Pastor, can't you see us? Like, we can fit into this role better. Apart from that, I wasn't the kind of cook today, cook in the morning, cook in the afternoon, cook in the night kind of girl. But they were very domesticated in the sense that when newcomers came to church, oh, they were all over the place cooking for the people. Even if the people were not attending our church, when newcomers come into the school, they go pick up newcomers, they cook for them and everything. So they were using those ones as points against me. So it wasn't really funny in our ministry then, to be honest. It wasn't funny. I felt like I was engaged in a war to win the heart of my husband, and I didn't know what to do. But apart from the fact that there were dissimilarities between myself and these other ladies, and they actually looked better suited. For example, then many of these ladies, they would do Christian literatures, they would read books by Kenneth Hagin and all of that. But I was doing Christian literatures too, but then I was also doing personal development books. Like, I would read self-help books, I would read novels. So I wasn't just sticking to one particular genre, like, okay, just read religious books. But they were doing just religious books, and it kind of made them feel superior, like, oh, we are better and she's not better. So you know what happened, guys? I didn't know what was going to be the outcome. I felt pressurized to do something to save my relationship and just make sure that with all these activities, my man wasn't taken away from me. But that is even on another side. Like, I had so many things happening to me at the same time. Then I also had a group of people, I think they were well-meaning individuals. They would come up to me in church. They'd be like, oh, Liar, you're not dressed the way a pastor's wife is supposed to dress. While I was a reserved kind of person, like I said, I was free-minded. I was more Western in my approach. Like, I would wear ripped jeans, I would wear casuals, I would do anything that made me feel comfortable. So these guys will come, they'll be like, oh, Lio, you are not dressed the way a pastor's wife is supposed to dress. So how about you get a skirt suit, a trouser suit, or something? Or somebody comes to say, oh, Lio, you're not putting on the kind of jewelries. And I'm not kidding, these are the kind of things I was hearing. You're not putting on the kind of jewelries a pastor's wife should put on. Why do you like small earrings? Why do you like pin stops? Why don't you do like matching earrings with matching necklace, with matching beads? So people were telling me. And then there were even some other people who would be like, the way you speak is, I mean, you can, why don't you speak like Paula White? What? It was a whole lot of things going on for me in ministry. So that was another aspect of my life. But then there was also another aspect, and this had to do with my husband. I think my husband then wasn't my husband, it was my fiance. We were engaged. But I think seeing the way everything was going on and all these ladies that were, you know, listening to Christian messages 24/7, reading Christian books 24/7, going out to win souls and all of those things, my husband like had to come to me. It was like encouraging me to, how do I put it, to do certain things. Basically, he was trying his best to make me the female version of himself. Like, it was literally trying to clone me so that I would get accepted by these ladies and get accepted by church members. Because apart from the ladies who were, you know, struggling or striving with me to be wifed by my husband, they were also instigating other church members. You know, they were stirring other people up. They said, that girl, she doesn't look like the pastor's wife. That girl, she's not behaving like the pastor's wife. That girl, we are, you know. So they were actually instigating other people, you know, to turn their backs against me in church. So generally, for me to be accepted in the congregation and all of that, my husband tried his best, you know, to make me his female version. And he did this by telling me how to do things, what to study, activities to get engaged with in church, whether I liked it or not, whether it was my area of strength or not. Like, it was just making me be all over the place in ministry. Of course, the culminating effect was that after a while, I lost touch with myself, like with my real authentic self, because everybody was coming at me from different angles. My husband from one angle, women individuals from another angle, and then these other ladies who were telling me that they were better than me. And you know, so I was just a young girl. I was scared for my relationship. And the point was that even after we got married, you know, the effort to who my husband did not cease. I was thinking that, okay, when we eventually go to the altar, like, these ladies will relax their hold, but no, it did not. So basically what I started doing was that I began to take all the suggestions that were being thrown at me. Those that said I should preach like Paula White, I was trying to preach like Paula White. Those that said I should be reading Kenneth Hagin's book from morning to night, I was reading his book from morning to night. Those that said I should be listening to messages from morning to night, I was listening to messages from morning to night. Those that said I should stop going to the gym, that it looked kinda, I wasn't going to the gym again. Those that said I was going to the spa too much and I could use the money I was spending at the spa and sow it as seed, I was still going to the spa. But the thing is that I was sneaking to go to the spa. So like, my life was just really, really crazy. Now, in the midst of this, I knew that I had God's call, and it was time for me to step into the ministry. And I went through the Bible college and stepped into the ministry. Now, it was very funny. Something funny happened, because in spite of the fact that a lot of crazy things were going on in my life, I'd even lost touch with myself at this point, because I was just trying to be the picture perfect pastor's wife, so that nobody will, you know, displace me, in quotes. In spite of everything that was going on in my life, I don't think I've ever shared this on here before, but I was, how do I put it, like, I was seeing results in ministry. Like, God was working with me, and his presence was so, like, tangible in my meetings, in my services. Even when I didn't know what I was doing, when I didn't know what I was saying, when I was lost to myself, like, I'll go for meetings and I'll see amazing healings take place in my meetings. Too many to count. And then there was another thing that was working for me then, was the fact that if we had, let's say, 200 members in church last week, and I decide that next week Sunday we're going to have 400 members, somehow any plan I put in place, whether stupid one whether the one that makes sense or not, somehow the plans will work, and actually 400 members will come to church the following Sunday. So I had two great things going for me, and I think this was one of the things that really helped me back then. So in my meetings, there were healings. That one was a constant. But apart from that, we had different branches of our church in the city. Like if a branch was not really growing fast, I only had to go there for like a week or two, and I'll just put one or two things in place and the branch will start going. So I had that second one working for me. So when this lady saw some of these things, they started giving me peace of mind and started letting me be. But it still did not negate the fact that I was lost to myself, and it was such a burden. It was such a burden. Another thing that went wrong for me in ministry, I think I should just share on what went wrong for me. Another thing that went wrong for me in ministries is I didn't have a life to myself after outside our ministry, and that was like really freaking crazy because I mean before I got into ministry, I had a couple of friends, you know, people I related with and all of that. But as soon as I got into ministry, I just said bye bye to all of them. I don't even know for what reasons, but I think because I was just so preoccupied with, you know, the everyday ministry life and everything. So I wasn't relating with my friends again. I wasn't relating with anybody. I made the ministry my life, you know, the ministry and my marriage. I made it my life, and that felt absolutely crazy. And this is what I want to talk about: being in ministry with your husband and also having a thriving personal life of your own. Like it's very crucial, it's very key. Why is it crucial? Because if you don't have a thriving personal life of your own, this is one of the things that gives rise to competition in ministry amongst husbands and wives. You know, there are some ministry where the woman is, you know, striving for a place of relevance alongside her husband, and they are trying to decide who is the boss in this ministry and all of those things. It's because the woman does not have a life to herself. She doesn't have her own place of assignment, both within the ministry and outside the ministry. So doesn't matter how big your ministry is as a pastor's wife. I mean, your ministry with your husband's ministry, doesn't matter how large, how many number of worshippers that come to church or something, doesn't matter how large an empire you people are built out of your ministry. You ought to also, apart from having your own place of assignment and knowing your own place of assignment within the ministry, you also have to have a life outside the ministry that is thriving. This will help you to lessen your hold on the ministry. This will help you to see the ministry less as a property that you own, and this will also it's just very healthy for you as an individual. So with your hobbies, with your skills, with your gift, with your talent, create a life for yourself outside the ministry. I mean, have projects you do outside the ministry, have courses you pursue outside the ministry. You can have a career you pursue outside the ministry. Someone that really inspires me a lot is Pastor Ibidun Igodalo. Her husband is Pastor Itwa Igodalo. Like they have a large ministry and all of this, but this woman is one of the leading event manage. She has a leading event management company in Nigeria. So she's not like, oh, because I'm the pastor's wife, like I'm just sitting pretty, I'm just sitting tight, and my husband is the president, I'm the vice president. So yeah, I'm contented with what's going on in the ministry. No, she has a large event planning company and she's doing really well for herself. Now, every pastor's wife may not have, you may not really be pursuing an active career, but then you should, even if it's not a proper career, but then there should be projects, there should be worthy courses, there should be platforms that you have just a life outside the ministry. And certainly you need to have friends outside the ministry. Build a network of friends outside the ministry, because if something, like, we all need to be cheered from time to time, we all need to be encouraged, we all need to be in a circle of people who can motivate us and fuel the fire in us to achieve again and all of those things. Where do you want to find that circle? It can be amongst church members, because you just give rise to petty gossiping when you have to make church members also your inner circle as a pastor's wife. Trust me, it's not the best thing. I used to hear them say that you should not really have somebody you call trusted friends amongst church members as a pastor's wife. I mean, somebody you pour your woes into their ears and everything. But I didn't understand the import of this until after many years in ministry. It's not the best thing, because talking about the pastor's wife is juicy already. So how much more when you are the one that now carries the gist to the people and say, see what is happening in my house, see what my husband did to me, see what's going on in our home. Like, your life is already very, very interesting to people. You know, people looking at you from afar, they're already wondering who you have. They already want to talk about you. So do not foil the gist by having somebody you call a best friend in church, a trusted friend. Then you're talking about what is going on in the ministry amongst board of elders, or what's going on among the pastorate, or what's going on in your house. Just have a circle of friends outside your ministry. Of course, they should be Christians too. They can belong to other churches. They could be pastors' wives of other churches. They may not even be pastors' wives, but just have a circle of friends outside the ministry where you get your boost, your encouragement, and your motivation from, not from church members. All right. So for me, I don't know for what reasons, but I guess maybe because a lot of things were going on in my life at that time. I was trying desperately to hold on to my relationship. I was trying to prove the people who said I was not good enough to be a pastor's wife. I was busy trying to prove them wrong. So because of all of these things, I just didn't pay attention to any other thing. I didn't pay attention to my career. I didn't pay attention to my personal development. I didn't pay attention to the few friends and even family I had. Like, I just did away with everything totally. But apart from this, I even gave up my hobbies. Like, I was a readaholic. I was a reading freak. I read everything that I could lay hands on: magazines, novels, self-help, personal development. But I just gave up all of these things and just stuck to reading Bible alone, and because they said that was what I was supposed to do as a pastor's wife, and I wanted to prove these people wrong, that I wasn't good enough to be the wife of my husband. So I just did all of those things. So I lost myself. Very sad. I can't even see what's going on, but it's going to be fantastic. If we definitely cannot finish this gist today, but then we would continue some other time. And please, if you are watching me live, kindly subscribe to this channel, because I am considering doing more live videos, and wherever we stop today, we would take it up from there next time. And yeah, and if there's anything at all you want me to speak on concerning the pastor's wife, a ministry, a place of assignment, just an area you want me to broach into, you can leave it in the comments for me. I'll be certain to make videos on them. So right, this was where my life continued. And also, you know, because I was seeing results in ministry, because of the supernatural result I was seeing, and also the fact that with me there was growth and increase in the church I was pastoring. Like, it didn't make me know that there was a problem for a very long time. It didn't let me know that I had lost myself for a very long time. It didn't let me know that there was a void I was supposed to fill. And it was so many years later that, you know, even with all the results I was seeing, so to speak, I was feeling dissatisfied. And it was after then I just told myself that, okay, no, something is missing. Because after a while, you know, there was just this dark hole. Like, when you lose yourself and you're not authentic, you are not staying true to yourself, there will always be this dark hole, this dark void within you. And it was nagging at me. But like I said, I was just busy dancing around ministry work. I was just busy dancing around ministry work, just busy dancing. I didn't pay attention to that void until, like, it became a humongous, you know, something, humongous beast that was tormenting me. And I just told myself, it's high time, you know, I did something about finding myself back. All right, I have a freebie for you. This is talking about 5 things you need to do as a pastor's wife to be happy in ministry. You can check in the comments for that. It's going to be there. And also, when I finish this video, I'm going to leave the freebie in the description, so you can make sure to get that. All right, I won't finish this gist. This is the very first one of this series, but before I call it a day for today, I just want to talk about one thing you should do as a pastor's wife to be happy. A big secret to, being a happy pastor's wife. Now, I call it one big secret, but it may extend to two, and it may extend to three. Number one, be happy with yourself. The truth is that if you're not happy with yourself, your unhappiness is only going to be magnified when you get into ministry. Because even if you are the perfect individual, like perfect woman, people will still find fault with you simply because you are in that exalted position of the pastor's wife. So you got to be happy with your life first of all, before you can be a happy pastor's wife. If where you are in life today, maybe financially, maybe with your health and wellness, maybe with your finances or something, if you're not happy with it, it's not a problem, but at least be happy with the future that you can create. So, but somehow just be happy with yourself. Either you're happy with your life today, or be happy with the future you're going to create. Be happy as a person, otherwise your unhappiness will multiply when you get into ministry or when you become the pastor's wife. The second thing, I said one, okay, but then the second thing is this: you've got to how do I put this? Make room for people's make room for people's behavior. Like, don't take things too personally, and this is very crucial and key. Because if you make it all about you, if you think it's all about you, maybe they do something to you in church, and church members will always do something. That's just the truth. You need to set in your mind, because people who have problems with your husband, who cannot even confront him, they will take it out on you simply because you are his wife. So what I'm saying is that don't make it about you. Don't, like, the church is like an hospital. In an hospital, a general hospital, for example, all manner of sick people will come to the hospital. No gate man or warder has the right to turn anybody back. People with cancer will come, tuberculosis, infectious diseases, people with wounds, and like different people will come to a hospital. That's why it's a hospital. People are supposed to be treated there. The same thing as a church. Let me tell you something. Different people come to church. People who are broken in life, people who have been damaged emotionally, damaged physically, people who are going through all manner of things. People who are, a lot different people. So just make room for people's behaviors and weaknesses. Don't make it about you, because they are broken in themselves, and because they have one challenge or the other that they are dealing with. They may want to take something out on you. It's not about you, it's about the people. It's the people who have a problem. But if you don't see it this way, you will sit down and think, oh, it's because I'm a bad person, or because I'm not good enough, or because I'm not spiritual. That's why that sister behaved like that to me, or that's why this person behaved like that to me. No, it's the people themselves. They are going through issues. They have challenges. I mean, that's why they are in the church. They came to get God's help, for their own lives. But in the course of getting that God's help, it doesn't mean that they're already perfect people. So they will do stuff. So never make it about you when people do stuff. Just know that, okay, the church is like an hospital. All manner of people come there, and they are just doing what they are doing because they're still going through a phase. This is why they came here, to be perfected. This is why they came here, to go past their own challenges. So never make it about you. If you can do these two things, or have these two things at the back of your mind, I tell you, you would be happy as a pastor's wife. Number one, being happy with yourself as a person. If you're not happy with your life as a person, it's very simple. Find out what is not making you happy. Maybe your life is not progressive in one aspect or the other. Then do something actively to make your life progress in that aspect. Whatever is not making you happy as a person, fix it, be happy as a person. As a pastor's wife, it will not be difficult. Then second thing, never make it about you. When people do stuff, people will always do stuff because everybody have their own areas of deficiencies. All right, friends. This brings us to the end of this video. But I remember I told people on Facebook that I was going to give you one powerful tool if you're a pastor's wife to help you to identify your place of assignment in ministry. I took the exercises. I mean, this tool I'm sharing with you, there were some exercises there. I took them and literally blew my mind. Like I was able to say, man, this is where I'm supposed to function, and this is my own unique place of calling. So I know that if you also get a hold of this tool, it doesn't matter that you've been struggling to find out where you're supposed to serve in ministry for so long. With this tool, you'll be able to find that out. So I'll also leave the link to this tool right in the comment section. Make sure you get it for yourself. As for me, my own unique place of assignment in ministry, I'm the pastor primarily. There are 5 offices: a pastor, the apostle, evangelist, prophet, and teacher. My own, I'm a pastor. That's my primary place of assignment, pastor. Yeah, so I found my unique place of assignment. Alright, friends, if you found this video valuable or informative, I want you to give me a like, give me a thumbs up, give me a like, and I want to know which particular aspect of the video stood out to you, which aspect you loved more, which aspect was beneficial. And also, if you know any pastor's wife you think would benefit from this information, kindly share this video with them. And lastly, before you get out of the channel, don't forget to subscribe, because I'll be doing more videos. This is just the first of a couple of series, and so I'll be doing more videos. So you can get videos. Please subscribe before you get out. And if there's any topic you want me to cover or touch on in the course of my videos, just leave it in the comment section. I would make sure to do justice to it. So we call it an evening, and I'll see you some other time. Bye. Am I gonna stop this? This is so weird. I'm doing this for the first time. I don't even know where to stop the broadcast.